Yeah,
matchups that we've seen a little bit of before.
Yeah, Loafer, I want to say Loafer is coming out as the Loafer's the Kazuya, Soul is the Diddy. Loafer was warming up against Duck 190, top PR player here in Indiana, and another Diddy Kong main right before this set happened. So
Yeah.
Loafer is all warmed up on this.
I'm pretty sure I remember from earlier, Soul was one of the players during doubles that we commentated for. Ended up placing third with his partner, something with a K. I remember, not Kevin, but like a Richter.
Okay.
I'm not good at remembering names, but so I've already seen a little bit of this Diddy Kong, and I'm excited to see how Soul is going to play in singles now without a partner.
Exactly. And how is Loafer going to handle like this match? This is a matchup that Loafer has a lot of experience on paper with, as we're seeing right there, as the laser beam is going to find home and take care of Soul's first stock. The Diddy Kong Kazi matchup can really go either way, as we've seen the meta develop lately. So with Loafer getting a bit of warm up against a high level Diddy like Duck 190, yeah, it's good things to see.
And I'm very surprised to see the Town and City pick being the starter instead of opting to go for PS2. Maybe just the preference of having the FD platforms or just this FD-like thing for Soul to work with. But it's not working out too well for him with those low blast zones to the side, almost losing second stock quite early.
Exactly. Soul may have come into this thinking, Town and City, bigger stage, Diddy Kong banana zoning options. But Loafer is making that look like a non-factor, as already up 3 stocks to 1, mind you, and looking to start the engine again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, monkey flipping into that up smash, not great here, and not having a great opportunity to deal a lot of damage and find a kill here, especially with Kazuya having Rage Art online right now. Might lose it pretty soon here, but it may be too late for this game.
That interaction right there is the curious reason why you would go to Town and City as a Diddy Kong player first and foremost. Mind you, now the up smash did kill when Loafer was at like what, 150 or something.
Yeah, but you have to do 2 more stocks at least to get that. And I mean, we're seeing a lot of percent being put up here. Soul's putting up quite a fight, but against Kazuya, one mistake will spell your doom, as we've seen previously.
But so far, Soul's doing a good job of walking the tightrope that you have to against Kazuya. You have a bit more wiggle room as Diddy Kong, but right, 126, every hit is going to hurt that much more. Do you have what it takes to make it around? Nice job, good recovery, but you're still at 126. Goes for the spinneroonie, but no dice.
No, not quite. Getting a lot of bit of rage here. Trying to go a little bit deep, making sure that this stock from Loafer goes away without letting the Rage Art be used. But at 140, literally any gust of wind will take out Soul right here. So he's playing very cautious with the banana and playing outside Kazuya's ranges.
Oh, yeah. Letting Rage Drive rip. A little 1-2 banana peel. I forget what I called it. Electric slide is what I called it.
Yeah, the top blast zone of Town and City. Not getting the kill, but it doesn't matter as Soul's able to get that regrab and be able to kill with back air. So I mean, 150 is really close, but doing it.
But when in doubt, up be out of shield. The classic.
It works.
Yeah, it's going to get Loafer game number 1. And so far, the biggest thing, while we saw it come to fruition twice there, the picking of Town and City, not taking Loafer stocks off the top, was a bit of a non-issue, but not as much as we would have expected because Soul was able to still clean up the stocks relatively quickly after that. Going into this game number 2, what do you want to see from Soul that really diversifies and puts Loafer in a corner?
I really don't know what he has to do to put him in the corner. It's more so just kind of keep him in the corner and not really overextend. I feel like if you have him in the corner, obviously you want to push, find your kills. I feel like it's more so just keeping center, just not letting Kazuya get comfortable with the entire stage and not pushing any further than that. He has the ways to get chip damage with some pokes, the banana, etc. Just trying to force Loafer to make decisions that go into where Soul wants him to go. And I think that that's probably a better thing to do rather than forcing him in a corner and then forcing him off stage for more. It might be a little bit too much against a character like Kazuya where one flip can just ruin you.
Yeah, one wrong move and you can lose a stock against Kazuya. So you have to really, keep up that bit of zoning game that Diddy Kong has with Peanut and Banana, keeping Kazuya away, working this middle ground between this sort of mid-range as with the character. And so far, that's where Soul is thriving the most and landing these simple 2-piece combos. And now has Kazuya and Loafer up to 114.
Yeah, but probably Loafer's also used to that, just playing as Kazuya. That's the way that you have to beat him. We're seeing him lose his first stock there to Soul as he's making a bit of a comeback here. However, like, you know, Loafer's probably used to this kind of gameplay, but this is big movements from Soul here, getting a clean 60%, not finding a kill, but very strong start to that second stock, exactly what he needs in the set.
Wonderfully done, as now it's going to be Loafer with a side B from ledge, able to go right through Soul and put him in disadvantage for a punish, and now Soul's just going to reset to neutral, sort of air things out, like going back to center stage like you said, Gamma. Rolling in, going to get the grab, back throw, but now has Kazuya at ledge.
Good tomahawk.
Excellent work.
Yeah, being able to find that kill. Soul's now got the same momentum that Loafer had during that first game, and it really is that change of like not over pushing on Kazuya. We were talking earlier on Double Stream about K-Rool with Tony being able to just really do well because most people think they can push into somebody like K-Rool. It's kind of the same thing with Kazuya where like you almost want to push into him, but like obviously Kazuya can deal with it a lot better than K-Rool, but it's like that, okay, I have to give and take. I can't just bully a heavy as much as I want.
Exactly, yeah. You have to realize that eventually the heavy's gonna punch back, and when they do, they punch way harder than you.
Oh yeah, absolutely, especially against Diddy Kong. Like, I've been seeing a lot of kills from Soul here where they're just not killing when they need to, especially those up smashes, which is just unfortunate for Diddy Kong because he needs those kills.
Yeah, and that's something I want to bring attention to is that that Hell's Gate conversion is something we saw in warm-ups, Loafer landing quite a bit on Duck 190. So it seems to be like a key part of the game plan that Soul hasn't been able to, that Loafer hasn't been able to find, but now it's starting to land a bit more.
Yeah, the monkey flip into the blast zone. Unfortunate, you saw Soul there. Probably wanted a monkey flip on the stage as a burst option to get around Loafer, but still has one more stock to play with. But just as Rage Guard comes online, everything could change as the Banana's on the far left side of the stage. Or never mind, it despawned. I don't know, Diddy Kong didn't throw it out at first.
This game is still far from over, as both, like, all Loafer needs is one electric, and it could spell disaster for Soul's game 2. But
yeah.
Banana up smash, little slide up smash is going to do it.
Yeah, that's going to be doing it there. Losing the Rage Art from the magnifying glass in the blast zone, very unfortunate for Loafer there, as he lost a big chunk of his win condition and the extra percent he likely needed to be able to make that back there. So we're going to be seeing what they're going to choose for game 3 now. Each player at 1 apiece. They went to town from the first game, so we're seeing if there's going to be a change in stage. They're thinking about it.
They're really thinking.
If we started on town, we could see it coming back, but it looks like Smashville will be the pick. Probably due to what we were talking about earlier with Loafer likely wanting to keep center stage or like not get pushed into a corner. By having a smaller stage, you have less room to play around with in your center from like the corner of the stage. So that's probably what Loafer's looking for in this change from Town and City to Smashville.
Definitely, that little Thunderdome, as I like to say, kind of stage where, you know, you just shrink it all down. You give your opponent less space to work with. Mind you, that means you also have less space. But what we've seen so far in this set is Soul making the most use of like that bigger like center stage around Town and City. And so far, Hell's Gate already putting in the work in that disgusting angle it sends at.
Not affecting Diddy Kong as much as, say, Cloud, but still 80% right off the bat here. We're going to be seeing Soul answer back a little bit, but with Diddy Kong's percentage output, it's just not the same as Loafer with Kazuya. But we're seeing it work back a little bit more. Yeah,
it's two sides of the coin of like, you know, hit heavy, hit hard, or, you know, Diddy Kong's just oppressive. Oh my gosh.
Barely knocked into the blast zone from the Rocket Pack trade.
Yeah, the Rocket Pack trade.
And at 99.7, Loafer's in a really good spot here where he can get a lot more extra credit and potentially use the Rage Art when he gets tapped for one hit. There it is, coming out right here. Likely going to be seeing a lot of damage here unless Soul's able to find a quick kill here, but it's going to be difficult with Diddy Kong.
Up at ledge, still has Rage Drive.
Yeah, he's playing very cautious here because he knows that if he gets hit by that Rage Drive, he's going to be losing a ton of ground in this game 3, which is crucial for their counter picking later on in the set. Losing Rage Drive here, but that's going to be the stock right there. 150. 60% could have been a lot worse, but great awareness from Soul for not going too deep against the Rage Art.
Exactly. Well done. But now how is Loafer going to be able to bring this back? Oop! Big punch, crumples the kid, electric wind God fist, up B, not enough to do it off the top. That was like
That was like 50-60% off that combo. So Loafer not finding the kill there, but a raw down air from Soul is going to push him back into this game, and when he needed it for sure. Loafer losing that stock so early is just as detrimental with like Terry, where you lose go meter, or like that rage drive that you could use later in the set. There is the automatic turnaround coming into the up smash, getting the kill, and we're at 1 stock apiece.
I'm liking what Loafer's doing at ledge. When he gets Soul like off stage, whether it be like with a Hell's Gate or any kind of back air, seeing how Soul is recovering, Loafer is just getting a lot more information that while these edge guards aren't working now, they could work here. Ooh, looking for the turnaround.
Ooh, trying to get something set up. I don't think that was going to spike there. He's just a little bit too close into the stage. But Loafer is on the back foot here after winning that first game with the unfortunate stock 2 that happened right here. But Rage Drive coming out. Maybe he might be able to make something work if he's able to get on stage here.
So Soul still doing a great job of not letting Loafer land or even establish anything on stage. Monkey Flip is doing a lot of heavy lifting throughout the set, as another Rage Drive is going to go by the wayside.
Yeah, no Rage Drive has been used this entire set as well. It's been online to deal some extra damage, but it just has not been used once to the benefit of Loafer, especially against somebody like Diddy Kong, which will probably explode at like 70% easy. It's going to be that forward air at around, like, I don't know, 160 doing him in with a little bit of rage.
But still, that's explosive. He disappeared in a hurry.
To be fair, I mean, Soul does get the counter pick for Game 5 if it does get to that situation. But that looked like Loafer's game until Soul just stole the momentum with that stock 2 early kill dare spike.
Just ripped the momentum back from Loafer in an instant. And something we haven't really seen much from Loafer so far is those combo finishers. Getting the openers, your electrics, your side Bs, and kind of relying a bit too heavily on the angle of Hell's Gate, and when you're unable to really contest Soul's recovery that way, or you're struggling to in Loafer's case, it makes stocks last much longer than they need to, as opposed to a traditional Kazuya combo.
But you also have to keep in mind, I think with the momentum of Diddy Kong, Loafer's probably taking that too much into account, thinking that he needs to be a little bit outside the box trying to hit Diddy Kong just because of how he's moving. And it's like, sometimes you can just go back to old reliable, even if it's against Diddy Kong or like a character that moves a lot.
Exactly. So no Rage Drive, but still landing the down B.
Ooh, big hit, trying to find a second one, not quite.
Great parry into the electric, but no follow-up after. Still going to get the Hell's Gate from platforms. That angle's a little nasty, but not fully disgusting. Yeah,
that was pretty good coverage for the follow-up, even if he didn't get what he wanted. And just getting extra percent, all that matters, just some easy hits will take out Soul if he's not careful. Loafer still trying to find his way back on stage. Like we've been saying, Soul's been playing pretty cautious as he has Loafer in the corner here.
And that is really the testament to Soul's gameplay, is not only is Soul staying incredibly evasive and landing their confirms like that incredible back air there, but also doing, like I said, the first part of that sentence, staying evasive is an incredible defensive option because you can't die if you don't get hit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why Sonic's a top tier, so, you got a lot of just very cautious gameplay and just waiting for those right moments, because Kazuya will punish 2 aggressive players.
As well as Soul doing a very good job on spacing over some of these bigger openings. But as I say
hit. That's a kill.
Crumples the Diddy and then B off the top.
I mean, those are the confirms that Kazuya players are known for. That was nearly like a 0 to death off that combo. It went up to 158, so huge comeback from Loafer here, trying to push this to Game 5. However, Soul once again trying to steal a stock like he did last game, did not work out in his favor this time.
At this point, it's one of Soul's only options left, as the tightrope as against Kazuya just becomes thinner and thinner. The
shield. It's looking a little not too quite.
Yeah, looking pretty thin there.
Yeah, the shield was looking a little bit low here. Probably looking fine now. A parry.
Tombstone breaker.
Anything.
I love that move.
Here comes the Rage Drive once again, not doing anything. Maybe the Rage Drive from ledge might find a kill, but it's going to be a banana F smash that's going to push Soul to the last stock.
Yeah, and Soul's been doing a really solid job of dash dancing and baiting out, making sure these bananas land, which is so imperative for your kill confirms as Diddy Kong. And just barely outspacing a dash attack from Loafer to land that banana is stuff we're seeing Forward throw, though, from Loafer at ledge. Has Soul in a recovery.
Oh.
Up B. You're bouncing off the platform pineapple style. And we got a game 5.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that the rocket pack exploded like that and there was no tech, but I don't think that Soul was kept going low for his recoveries. He wasn't really going like high too much, and Loafer was just able to go down and cover it. He knew that he had to, otherwise game might have ended with the set being 3-1. Now we're going to game 5 here. We're seeing the tense, first set going on right now.
Exactly. It really came down to the tips of Kazuya's wings and those up Bs.
Yeah.
That
very edge of that hitbox.
And then causing the rocket barrels to explode in an untechable. I mean, nothing really you can do about it once that happens. Excuse me.
Yeah, we're seeing right here, Town and City being the pick. Of course, Soul having the counter pick option for this last game means that he gets to have that extra space that he really wanted throughout the set. Loafer trying to find a quick kill with the down smash, even at 0, would probably spiked into the blast zone. So really scary situation there for Soul right off the bat in this tense game 5.
If I were to pick a universal mod for Smash Ultimate, it would be that every time Kazuya does down smash and it lands with the spike hitbox, it just plays the bonk sound effect, because that's really what it is. It's just a big chop to your head that goes bonk.
Exactly. Just send him to the realm. That's what I had in
Be
Gone
gone.
in Strive. The counter hit was just the Taco Bell bong.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
That's
think
a good
I've
one.
played on that setup before at events like this. Like, wait, what? There's a Taco Bell sound.
It's a good mod.
It's a very, very good mod. And speaking of great moments here, great mods, this is going to be a big modifier if this Rage Drive lands.
Yeah, not quite landing enough. I really think that Loafer has to force a checkmate situation.
Speaking
but
of
Soul just had a good read, just waiting for that tech in place and finding that kill that he needed. Not getting hit by Rage Drive at all. Loafer's just not been utilizing them as much as he should throughout the set. It's just, hard against Diddy Kong.
It really is. It's super difficult, especially as the set goes on and you learn more and more of your opponent's habits and tricks. It just becomes easier to adapt, and that's what we're seeing from Soul here is Monkey Flip is still working. The patience, by the way, on that last stock.
Interruption from the banana on the grab. This has just been a huge snowball of momentum for Soul.
Yeah, this has been a wonky banana game, wonky banana set from Soul, as every single grab interaction into banana is seemingly working out in their favor. Right now, Soul is in the driver's seat for this game 5, looking like game number 2 as it's 3-1.
He's trying to go for it. Oh no, yeah, he went too far.
Yeah,
he went too far.
Soul was clip farming there, really hoping for it.
I did see the clip farm happening, just he's going deep for it. I mean, he has the 2 stocks too, but do you clip farm against somebody like Kazuya that can do a 0 to death? We saw it earlier in the set, but not quite, not afraid, and doesn't get attacked.